YouTube. Welcome back to David and Carmen VSG. So I decided that it's really been a long time since we've been able to catch up. Hopefully by the time I get this video loaded that David and I have been able to do some sort of update video for you and let you know what's going on in our lives. But I realized that I have not done a favorites video, and there are so many things that have really made my life so much easier since having vertical sleeve gastrectomy back in January. And I just want to share some of those with you, and hopefully you can enjoy them too. Why is it going in and out of focus like that? Weird. Alright, hopefully it doesn't do that the whole video. Hopefully it's got me now. Let me see if I can... Those curtains are closed, but still kind of bright back there. I want to apologize. This is kind of a weird angle, it looks like. It's kind of set sideways. Hopefully we've gotten an update video up so you guys know a little bit of the background, but I'm going to be moving soon, and so the tripod is kind of tucked away where I cannot easily access it. I'm going to be one of those people that travels to the city during the week to work and then comes home on the weekends, and I guess this is pretty common in other parts of the world. I know VSG Kirk, some of his videos that he talks about doing that, and I know people around New York City that do that, and it's just something new for my hubby and I. He has worked in Washington, D.C. before, and I stayed down here, but that was a temporary job. This is not a temporary job. It is a permanent job, but anyway, this is supposed to be a favorites video, not an update, but I will hopefully have filled you in on that by the time you see this video. First thing I want to talk about are water bottles and cups. I love these cups with the screw-on lids. They're a little bit insulated, not really, but with the straws. These save my life. I find that I drink more water if I drink from a straw. I don't like drinking from a big bottle that I have to turn up. And these are usually about 16 ounces, so I can kind of measure how much I'm drinking. And I love these cups. This is my favorite one because it has a C for Carmen on it. I guess we'll talk about some non-food items, because a lot of my favorites are food items. Imagine that, a bariatric surgery patient loving food still. And I think everyone thinks that the surgery is somehow going to fix your brain and not make you want food, but that is definitely not the case. I am in love with these Mrs. Meyer's cleaning products. They don't have a lot of crazy chemicals in them, and they smell wonderful. I have this is the radish scent, and I have this dish soap, the hand soap, and the multi-surface cleaner in this scent, and then I also have the lavender scent, which to me, actually, this doesn't smell like radishes, by the way. I don't even know what I love radishes, but I don't know what one smells like, but it's just a really nice scent. It actually smells a little bit fruity, maybe. I don't know. It's just a nice clean scent. But I also have the lavender. The lavender to me does not smell like lavender at all. It smells like apples and cinnamon. When my friend was using it, I kept asking her what kind she used, and she was like, I don't know, the one in the purple bottle. And I was like, that's lavender. That does not smell like lavender, but that's what it was. Another favorite of mine is this shirt. It's from Hard Rock in Paris. So I went to Paris when I was 17 years old. This shirt was tight on me, but it was they didn't carry extra larges really in Paris at that time. I mean, you know, it's 20 years ago. Having my morning coffee. And the dishwasher's running in the background if you're wondering what all that noise is. But I can wear it again. I found it in a box of stuff somewhere. I don't even know where I found this shirt. But yeah, it's one that I bought when I was 17 years old and on a trip to Paris, and I can wear it again. It actually, because I never wore it but a couple of times before I outgrew it, it doesn't have any holes or anything. It's just been stored. So anyway, this is one of my new favorites. Is my old vintage tea, and it actually is a vintage tea. Another favorite that I have, I know a lot of the women out there, you've probably, especially if you're about 6 months out, you've been dealing with some hair loss. I definitely had a lot of hair loss. My rubber band that I have in my hair, it used to be when I pulled my hair back in a ponytail, I might be able to get it wrapped around 3 times. Now I'm finding like 5 and 6 times I have to wrap it around to hold up my ponytail. But I have found when someone suggested Niox, and I actually went to get my hair cut and my hairdresser suggested this. So I have the cleanser, and if you're wondering, this smells like it smells like the tea tree, like the Paul Mitchell tea tree shampoo. That's kind of what that smells like. But what really gets it going is the scalp therapy conditioner. So you wash with the shampoo, and it's supposed to like get all the stuff, you know, do what shampoo does and clean your scalp. And then this, you, instead of like most conditioners, you work from the root up to the scalp because you don't want the conditioner at your scalp to make your hair oily. This one, you actually work into the scalp and work its way down. So I get the number 4 because I do have a little bit of color treatment on my hair. Not something I would recommend if you're losing your hair. Don't put bleach on your hair. That was really stupid of me, but I wanted highlights, so I got highlights. But anyway, the number 4, and the number 4 is designed for noticeably thinning hair. So they have ones that are like, I think 1 and 2 are like just kind of thinning. And then there's ones for hair that is naturally thick and coarse, but it's falling out. And then this one is for noticeably thinning fine hair that's chemically treated. That's what the number 4 is. So you just have to kind of go in. I get these, the first ones I got at the salon, but I've been getting my replacements at Ulta. So they are a little more expensive at Ulta, but I get rewards points. So anyway, that's really all of the non-food stuff I have. So I think I'll talk a little bit about the food items that I've come to love. So in the summer, I'm sure for the winter we'll have to go back to the sugar-free popsicles, but we love these little things. They're just the little, in Washington they were called Otter Pops. Here they're just called Freezer Pops or Fun Pops or whatever. So I think the sugar-free popsicles, for one popsicle, it's like 30 calories, or maybe that's 2 popsicles. 2 popsicles is 3 ounces, and it's like 30 calories, I think. These are, each one of these are 3 ounces each. So this is like eating 2 sugar-free pops, and it's 60 calories. So yeah, there is more. It's 15 grams of carbs, 60 calories for 1 pop, 15 grams of carbs. I'll usually just eat 1. David will eat 2 or 3, sometimes more, as an evening snack, but I really like them. It's definitely a lot more flavor variety than just the sugar-free popsicles. So they usually don't carry them in the winter though, so hopefully, you know, we'll probably have to go back to the sugar-free pops for the winter, but that's fine. I also love these Purdue chicken breasts. They are, they're pre-portioned breasts, so I know you can get like cheaper chicken breasts, but they're not all the same size. These, each breast is 4.8 to 5 ounces. So I know that I can cook one breast and have exactly enough for David and I for dinner without having to do my weighing and stuff. And I generally, I'm gonna say I try to stay away from convenience food, but it doesn't look like I do according to my favorites that I'm going to show you here today. I do like to do batch cooking. If you were to look in my freezer right now, you would see all kinds of little metal containers. I'm actually, after I film this video, going to go down to the dollar store and buy some more of the little metal takeout containers so that I can do a couple of batch cooking things. I'm going to make some chicken cordon bleu tonight, little individual casseroles that I layer with the chicken and the ham and then the cheese, and then I pour like a bechamel sauce over the top of it. And I'm debating whether or not to top it with breadcrumbs. You know, some carbs, otherwise it's pretty much the only carbs are the flour and the bechamel. So I'm debating on that. I'm also going to make a barbacoa, which is like, I think it's just shredded, like shredded Mexican beef. I'm going to do that in the crock pot, and then portion that out into the individual portion sizes, or at least like 2 servings per little container. And we could eat those on salads or in tortillas or whatever. And then the last thing, the third thing I'm going to make, and I don't know if I'll get around to this today or tomorrow, is butter chicken. I'm also going to do that in the crock pot. It's an Indian dish. It actually only has 2 tablespoons of butter in it, but I cook it with the chicken thighs. Anyway, those are, batch cooking is another favorite of mine. I can cook 2 or 3 things during the day and honestly have enough food for a month for David and I. And with this move coming up and living separately, it's going to be really nice for me to be able to just grab a couple things out of the freezer. He's going to be working night shift, and it's going to be nice for him just to be able to throw some stuff in the oven as well and be able to eat with his family that's going to be staying here with him. So anyway, back to favorite foods. These Trader Joe's, if you watch my food haul video, these were something that I mentioned buying. A serving size is 11 pieces, and I find that to be a perfect serving size. It's 140 calories, 8 grams of fat, 14 carbs, and only 5 protein. But it's so hard to find a chippy type snack that has any protein, unless you're going for like the Quest protein chips, which, I mean, if you watched our food haul, not food haul, but like our product review back before we even had surgery, I kind of like the protein chips, but they're like $3 a bag. This is $2 for this bag, and we get like 15 servings out of it. So, I mean, yeah, that's kind of, I don't eat them every day, but that's like a little splurge item. Another thing that I love is pimento cheese. Now, my husband went the whole time, I would make it out when we lived in Washington, because you can't find pimento cheese in Washington. And my husband was always like, oh, this isn't as good as Ruth's. Ruth's is a brand. They make pimento cheese and chicken salad. I don't even know, I don't think they make anything else, but I've never really cared for their spreads and salads and stuff. But I saw this in the store, and I could actually see pieces of cheese in it. If you look there, you actually see pieces of shredded cheese. So I decided to try it, and it is actually really, really good. It tastes like my homemade pimento cheese, which is funny because David likes this. I bought this and some Ruth's, and he hasn't even touched the Ruth's. This is like the 3rd container I bought, and there's still a whole thing of Ruth's in there. Because it tastes like my homemade, but he didn't like my homemade. He wanted Ruth's, but now that we're home. And this is palmetto cheese, which is from South Carolina. They make it down there. and South Carolina is the Palmetto State. So anyway, I got some with bacon in it the other day. I didn't like that one as much. It's alright, but the bacon tastes like cheap bacon bits, not like real good quality bacon. Sometimes I get a little hankering for some candy, and what I found is this Starburst flavored juicy fruit gum. So good, so good. It tastes just like the strawberry and cherry Starburst, and we always know that the pink and the red Starburst are the best. Those are the ones everyone wants. And so I can like chew on a piece of this and totally satisfy that craving without having to eat a whole bag of Starburst. If you watched the food haul video, you also saw the Opa dressings. I love the ranch and the feta dill. I haven't tried any of the other flavors, but these two, this actually has like chunks of feta in it. Oh, so good. 2 tablespoons is 50 calories, 4.5 grams of fat, 2 carbs, and 2 proteins. So, and this is 5 grams of fat, 2 carbs, 2 protein, 60 calories for 2 tablespoons. So this is the ranch, this is the feta dill. I like them both equally. I'm really wanting to get like a gyro or make some chicken souvlaki and eat the feta dill on it. Yum! Coffee creamer. It's what I'm having in my coffee this morning, which I'm gonna have a little more of. I always buy like the full fat, full sugar creamer, because if I buy the fat-free creamer, it has a lot of sugar in it. If I buy the sugar-free creamer, it has a lot of fat in it. I saw this in the store the other day. Hazelnut is actually my favorite flavor, and this is fat-free and sugar-free. It does, you know, it has that sugar-free flavor to it. It does not have aspartame in it, which is very important to me. It does have some other, you know, not so good chemically type things in it, but I figure, you know, if this is kind of the worst thing I have as far as artificial crap, I mean, even the regular creamer is pretty artificial, so this is my thing. The regular creamer has 35 calories per tablespoon, and I think it's there's 1.5 grams of fat and 6 carbs, 6 sugars. This has no sugars but 3 carbs, and it's only 15 calories per tablespoon. So I like to have like 4 tablespoons in my coffee, so I can really feel a little less guilty, except for the chemicals. And my battery's getting ready to die, so let me get through these last couple of things here. I got this at World Market. It's artichoke bruschetta spread and dip. There's 1 gram of protein, 2 grams of carbs, 7 grams of fat for 67 calories per 2 tablespoons. Love this stuff. I could literally just eat it by the spoonful, but I tend to try to put it on salads or eat it with crackers or something like that. I'm looking for a way to eat it with some protein, but I mean, it's freaking delicious. And the last thing I love are jerkies. So if you shop at Costco, you can get, this was a lifesaver because so many of the jerkies just to me taste like they're full of chemicals. My stepfather used to make homemade jerky when I was growing up, and I loved it. And I would settle, you know, I could still kind of, the beef jerky that you got in the store didn't really taste like homemade, but it was still pretty good, and I cannot stomach it now. I cannot stomach store-bought beef jerky. So I either have to make it myself, or this Korean barbecue pork jerky. I found this at Costco. I love this stuff. This is 90 calories per 1 ounce, 2 grams of fat, 10 grams of sugars, and 10 carbs, all of which are sugar, and 8 grams of protein. But this is so good. It's like, you know, it's almost that 10-to-1 ratio. I love it. And then I recently, if you watched the food haul video, found the grocery outlet, which has these two. Well, they have literally hundreds of types of jerky, but these two are my favorite. They're beef jerkies. I think next time I go, I might try some turkey jerky. You can go in and try everything they have. And they also have like dried veggies and stuff like that for snacking. But this is the roasted garlic flavor. It's 80 calories and 14 grams of protein. only 2 carbs and 2 fat. And then the prime rib flavor was also really good. It was 70 calories with 14 grams of protein, 1.5 fat, and 2 carbs. So as you can see, like more homemade type stuff, less processed, generally tends to have a lot less sugar. And if you look at the ingredients, I mean, it's what my stepfather used to put in his, nothing more, you know, not a bunch of preservatives and stuff. But my food scale, I still use this on a daily basis. It will be going, David doesn't use it, but it will be going to my new job and my new apartment with me. Yeah, I think that's it for the favorites. I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing a little more of my face. Actually, you've been seeing a little less of my face, haven't you? Because there's less of it to see. I'm really, really happy. This surgery was the best thing that we've ever done. Kind of nervous about starting a new job and having to tell people like why I only eat this much food at lunch and why I'm eating 4 times during my shift. I hope you guys have a wonderful, great day. I hope you got some ideas for some things that maybe you can have when you get to be 6-7 months out or so. It feels like it's been a lifetime, like the new normal is just the new normal now, and you know, I don't have to prepare food for, so if you're a couple thinking about doing this, do it together, because I don't have to prepare food for my family and then for myself, and it's just although I might have to with David's family moving back in with him. But anyway, go rock my t-shirt, go to the dollar store, do some batch cooking, and we'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.